Bulls fans, brace yourselves. The trade that could shake the NBA to its core is on the horizon. Zach-LaVine, our high-flying all-star, for D'Angelo Russell, the Lakers' bench-riding playmaker. It sounds crazy, but insider sources say it's heating up. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. Today we're diving deep into the latest news and rumors swirling around our beloved team. Buckle up, because we've got some juicy trade talks to dissect involving D'Angelo Russell and our very own Zach-LaVine. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell to stay up to date with all our Bulls content. Now, let's get into it. Alright, let's set the stage here. The Chicago Bulls are at a crossroads. We're sitting at insert current record, and it's clear that something needs to change. The front office has some tough decisions to make, and it looks like they might be ready to shake things up in a big way. Our core of Zach-LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic just hasn't been able to get us over the hump. We've seen flashes of brilliance, but the consistency just isn't there. And now, with these trade rumors heating up, it seems like the Bulls might be ready to break up this trio and head in a new direction. Now, let's talk about D'Angelo Russell. The Lakers' point guard has been having a solid season, averaging insert current stats. But here's the kicker: he's been coming off the bench lately, and there are whispers that he might not be in the Lakers' long-term plans. Russell's a talented player, no doubt about it. He's got great court vision, a smooth jumper, and he's still only 27 years old. But he's also on a hefty contract, making $17.3 million this year with a player option for $18.7 million next season. So, why would the Bulls be interested? Well, our point guard situation has been, let's say, fluid for a while now. Lonzo Ball's injury woes have left a huge hole in our backcourt, and while Kobe White has shown flashes, he's not a true floor general. Russell could potentially fill that void and provide some much-needed playmaking alongside LaVine and DeRozan. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. This is where things get really interesting, Bulls fans. The rumors suggest that for the Bulls to land D'Angelo Russell, we might have to part ways with our two-time All-Star, Zach-LaVine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jake, are you crazy? LaVine is the face of our franchise. And trust me, I get it. Zach has been nothing short of spectacular for us since we acquired him in the Jimmy Butler trade back in 2017. LaVine's athleticism, his improved three-point shooting, and his ability to take over games have made him a fan favorite. He's averaging insert current stats this season, and on his best nights, he looks like a bona fide superstar. And this is a big, but there are some concerns. LaVine's massive contract extension kicked in this year, paying him an average of $43 million per year through 2026-27. That's a lot of cap space tied up in one player, especially for a team that hasn't made it past the first round of the playoffs since 2015. There's also the question of fit. As talented as LaVine is, his pairing with DeRozan has been a bit awkward at times. Both players need the ball in their hands to be most effective, and our offense has often looked stagnant as a result. So, what might this trade actually look like? Let's break it down. Bulls receive D'Angelo Russell. Draft compensation, likely a future first-round pick. Potentially a role player, Rui Hachimura or Jared Vanderbilt have been mentioned. Lakers receive Zach-LaVine. Now, at first glance, this might seem like the Bulls are getting fleeced. LaVine is the best player in this deal, no question. But here's where we need to consider the bigger picture. The case for the trade. Financial flexibility. Trading LaVine's massive contract for Russell's more manageable deal would give the Bulls some much-needed cap space. This could allow us to retool the roster more effectively in the coming years. Better fit. Russell is a true point guard who could potentially unlock the best in players like Patrick Williams and Kobe White. His playmaking could create easier shots for DeRozan and Vucevic. Fresh start, sometimes, a change of scenery is what's best for both the player and the team. LaVine could thrive in the Lakers system alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, while the Bulls could reshape their identity. Draft capital. If the Bulls can snag a future first-round pick in this deal, it gives us more assets to either develop young talent or use in future trades. The case against the trade. Talent downgrade. There's no sugarcoating it. LaVine is a superior player to Russell. We'd be losing our most dynamic scorer and a player who's been loyal to the franchise. Injury concerns. Russell has had his share of injury issues in the past. Are we trading one injury risk, LaVine's knee, for another? Chemistry disruption. The Bulls have built a culture around LaVine. Trading him could potentially upset the locker room and fan base. Potential regret. What if LaVine goes to the Lakers and becomes an MVP candidate? The optics could be terrible for the Bulls front office. What this means for the Bulls' future. If this trade goes through, it would signal a significant shift in the Bulls' direction. We'd be moving away from the LaVine-DeRozan duo and potentially building around a core of Russell, DeRozan, assuming we keep him, and our young players like Patrick Williams and Ayo Dosunmu. It could also be the first domino to fall. If the Bulls trade LaVine, would DeRozan and Vucevic be next? Are we looking at a full rebuild? On the flip side, if we keep LaVine and pass on this trade, we're essentially doubling down on our current core. That means the pressure is on to make significant improvements and push for a deep playoff run. Fan reaction. All right, Bulls fans, you've been patient. Here's my 2 cents on this whole situation. This is a high-risk, high-reward move for the Bulls. LaVine is a known quantity, a bona fide star who can drop 40 on any given night. Trading him away is a massive gamble. However, I can't help but feel like we've reached our ceiling with this current group. The East is only getting tougher, and we're stuck in basketball purgatory, not good enough to contend, not bad enough to rebuild through the draft. D'Angelo Russell isn't Zach LaVine, but he could be the catalyst for a new era of Bulls basketball. His playmaking could elevate the games of Patrick Williams and Kobe White, 2 young players who I believe have untapped potential. Plus, the financial flexibility we gain from this trade could be crucial. The NBA is all about asset management these days, and this move would give us more options moving forward. It's a tough pill to swallow, but sometimes you need to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. If we can get Russell and a future first-round pick for LaVine, I think we have to seriously consider it. What's next? The NBA trade deadline is approaching fast, Bulls fans. We'll be keeping a close eye on any developments in this story. Will Zach LaVine still be wearing a Bulls jersey after the deadline? Will D'Angelo Russell be running point for us in the near future? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, the next few weeks are going to be crucial for the future of this franchise. Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley have some tough decisions ahead of them. All right, Bulls Nation, that's all we've got for today. What do you think about these trade rumors? Are you ready to see LaVine in purple and gold? Or should we stand pat and ride with our current core? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to Chicago Hoops Central for all your Bulls news and analysis. Until next time, keep bleeding red. Go Bulls!